There are two things happening inside you at the same time. One part is afraid of everything, afraid of nothing specific, just afraid. The kind of fear that doesn't have a clear source, that was there when you woke up, that will be there when you go to sleep. And another part feels nothing at all. Empty, flat, like the volume of life got turned down and you don't know how to turn it back up. You're not sad, exactly. You're just not there. Going through the motions, saying the right things, showing up where you're supposed to. But inside, a kind of quiet that isn't peaceful. A silence that feels more like absence than rest. Afraid and empty at the same time. That is one of the loneliest places a person can be, because you can't explain it to people who haven't felt it, because even you don't always understand what's happening, because the fear says something is wrong, and the emptiness says, I don't even have the energy to care. And maybe the hardest part, the part that brought you here today, is that you're not sure where God is in any of this. You've prayed, or tried to, but the prayers feel thin, like words going nowhere, like a door you keep knocking on that doesn't open. And you've started to wonder, can he find me here, in this specific darkness, in this particular combination of fear and emptiness? He can. He already has. Quote, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." End quote. Psalm 34:18. Close. Not watching from a distance until you feel better. Not waiting for you to find your way out before he steps in. Close. Right now. In the afraid. In the empty. In the place that has no good words to describe itself. He is already there. God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. Stay with me. Let me describe something, and I want you to tell me if this is your life right now. You wake up, and for just a second, maybe half a second, everything is normal. And then it hits. The weight, the dread, or the emptiness, or both. Before you've checked your phone, before you've spoken to anyone, before the day has given you a single reason to feel this way, it's just there. And you get up anyway, because that's what you do. You function, you manage, you hold it together well enough that most people have no idea. And that performance, that daily act of appearing okay, costs you everything. By the time you get home, you have nothing left. Not for the people you love, not for the things you used to enjoy, not even for yourself. Maybe you've noticed that the things that used to help don't anymore. Music that used to move you sounds like noise. Food that used to comfort you is just fuel. People you love feel slightly out of reach, like you're watching them through glass. There, but not quite connected. And faith? Faith has become complicated. You still believe, or you think you still believe, but the God who used to feel close feels far. The Bible that used to speak feels silent. The worship that used to lift you feels like going through the motions you no longer understand. And you carry a quiet shame about that too. Shouldn't I be better at this by now? Shouldn't faith be enough? What kind of Christian feels this empty? When my spirit grows faint within me, it is you who watch over my way. Psalm 142, verse 3. Faint. Not gone, not dead, not finished. Faint. Like a flame that is still burning but barely, that needs shelter, not more wind. That is where you are. And the psalmist, who knew exactly this place, said, "It is you who watch over my way." Not, "It is me who has to find my way before God shows up." You, God, watching, even when the spirit is faint,
even when the flame is barely there, even when you cannot feel him watching. He is watching. Maybe you've asked these questions. Is this ever going to lift? Am I always going to feel this way? Why can I believe in God but not feel him? Why does faith feel like a language I used to speak fluently and now I'm struggling to remember the words? God, are you actually there, or am I talking to myself? Those questions are not a lack of faith. They are the most honest words you've spoken in a long time. And the God who kept David's flame burning in a cave is the same God who is keeping yours, right now, in this, watching over your way even when you cannot see the way.
Before I tell you this story, I need to say something that you may not have heard in the middle of this. What you are carrying is not a spiritual failure. Depression is not evidence that your faith is weak. Anxiety is not punishment for something you did wrong. The emptiness is not God's absence. And the fact that you are here, still reaching, still praying, still looking for something, even when you can't feel anything, that is not weakness. That is one of the most courageous things a human being can do. And I want to say something else before we go further. If what you're carrying right now goes beyond what a prayer can reach alone, please talk to someone, a counselor, a doctor, a trusted person who can sit with you in this. Asking for help is not a lack of faith. It is wisdom. God heals through his presence. And sometimes his presence comes through another person's hands. This prayer walks with you. It does not walk instead of the help you may need. The Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groans that words cannot express. Romans 8:26. You don't have to have the right words. You don't have to feel the prayer working. The Spirit is praying what you cannot pray right now, in the middle of the faint flame, in the middle of the afraid and empty, praying on your behalf with a depth that surpasses language. You are more covered than you know. There is a man in the Bible whose story I want you to hear today, not as someone who had it together, as someone who was exactly where you are. His name was David, and we meet him not in a palace, not on a battlefield, not in a moment of victory. We meet him in a cave, hiding, alone, being hunted by a king who wanted him dead. The man God had called, the man God had anointed, the man described as a man after God's own heart, in a cave, in the dark, afraid and exhausted, and completely alone. And from that cave, from that specific darkness, he wrote these words: I cried aloud to the Lord. I lift up my voice to the Lord for mercy. I pour out before him my complaint. Before him, I tell my trouble. He didn't pretend he was okay. He didn't perform worship he didn't feel. He didn't wait until he felt better before he talked to God. He poured out his complaint. He told his trouble, exactly as it was, from exactly where he was. And then he said something that breaks my heart with its honesty. No one is concerned for me. I have no refuge. No one cares for my soul. Read that again. The man after God's own heart, the anointed king, the writer of the Psalms. No one cares for my soul. That is depression speaking. That is the voice of isolation and exhaustion, and the particular darkness that makes you invisible even to yourself. David knew that voice. He wrote it down. He put it in scripture, so that every person who has ever felt that no one cares for their soul would know, you are not alone in this. You are not the first. You are not broken beyond recognition. You are in the cave, like David, and David was not forgotten there. And then, from the bottom of the cave, from the faintest flicker of a nearly extinguished flame, he said this: I cry to you, Lord. I say, you are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. Psalm 142:5. My portion in the land of the living, not my portion in the afterlife, not my portion when this is over, in the land of the living, right here, right now, in this life, in this cave, in this afraid and empty. You are my portion. David did not pray his way out of the cave first. He prayed from the cave, and that prayer, offered in darkness, offered in faintness, offered with a spirit that was barely holding on,
was received, and David came out of the cave, not because the darkness resolved itself, because he kept his face turned toward the one who was already in it with him. God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. He met David in the cave. He is in your cave right now, not waiting at the entrance for you to find your way out. Inside, with you, in the afraid, in the empty, in the faint flame that is still burning because he has not let it go out.
But let me be honest with you. Knowing David's story doesn't always make the cave feel smaller, does it? You can know that God met David in the dark. You can know that the Spirit prays for you when you have no words. You can know every promise about morning coming after the night and still wake up tomorrow in the same cave, with the same weight, the same emptiness, the same fear that has become so familiar you've almost stopped noticing it. Almost. Because there is a particular cruelty to this combination. Anxiety keeps you from resting. Depression takes away the energy to fight, and so you are caught in between, too afraid to stop, too empty to keep going, running on a reserve you didn't know you had that is running out. And maybe the part that nobody talks about, the part that is hardest to say out loud, is that some days you don't want to get better. Not because you've given up, but because getting better feels like it requires an effort you don't have. Like someone is asking you to climb a mountain while you are lying at the base of it, unable to stand. And all the well-meaning advice, just pray more, just trust God, just think positive, lands like instructions for a language you have forgotten how to speak. Maybe you've stopped telling people how you really are, because the last time you did, they didn't know what to say, or they said the wrong thing, or they looked at you with a kind of helpless pity that made you feel more alone than before you said anything. And so you learned to carry it quietly, to perform okayness so convincingly that people stopped asking. And part of you is relieved they stopped, and part of you is devastated that they stopped. Maybe you've been afraid to tell God too, not consciously, but somewhere underneath, afraid that if you show him the full extent of this, the full darkness, the full emptiness, the full depth of how far down you are, he will be disappointed or overwhelmed, or that he will confirm the thing you fear most, that you are too far gone even for him. You are not. Let me say that clearly before anything else. You are not too far gone. Not for him. Not ever. The cave David was in had no light, and God was in it anyway. The flame that barely flickers is still a flame, and he does not snuff out what is still burning. He cups his hands around it. He shelters it. He breathes on it until it grows. A bruised reed he will not break. A smoldering wick he will not snuff out. Isaiah 42, verse 3. A smoldering wick, not a roaring fire, not a bright, confident flame. A smoldering wick, almost out, barely there, more smoke than light, and he will not snuff it out. He will not look at what you are right now, faint, afraid, empty, barely holding on, and decide it's not worth his attention. You are worth his attention, exactly as you are, right now, in this cave, with this flame. Put your hand on your chest. Feel that heartbeat. Through every dark morning, through every empty day, through every night that felt permanent, it kept beating, because he kept it beating. The same God that sustains that heartbeat has not lost track of everything else that is happening inside you. Not one moment, not one dark thought, not one faint prayer offered from the bottom of the cave. He has not missed a single one.
God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. He is already there, in the cave, right now, with you.
I want you to do something right now, just for a moment. Stop performing. Stop holding it together. Stop managing how you appear even to yourself. Just stop. And in that stopping, in that small act of putting down the exhausting performance of being okay, listen. Because I believe God has something He wants to say to you today. Not a lecture about why you should feel better, not a list of things you need to do differently, not a reminder of how much worse other people have it. Just His voice, the way He speaks to the ones He loves who are in the cave. Quietly, gently, without flinching at what He finds there. If God were speaking to you right now, the way He spoke to David in the darkness, the way He speaks to every faint flame that is still burning in the dark, I believe He would say something like this. My child, I see you. Not the version of you that shows up and functions, not the version that says I'm fine, not the performance. The real you, the one who is afraid and doesn't know of what, the one who is empty and doesn't know why, the one who is tired in a way that sleep doesn't touch. I see that person, and I have not flinched, not once, not for a single moment of this darkness. I know what this feels like. I know the specific weight of afraid and empty at the same time. I know what it is to pray into silence and hear nothing back. My own son cried out from the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me?" That was not weak faith. That was the most honest prayer ever spoken. And I received it. I receive yours too. Every faint one, every wordless one, every one that was more a groan than a prayer. I received them all. A bruised reed I will not break, a smoldering wick I will not snuff out. Isaiah 42:3. That is not poetry. That is my promise to you. What you are right now, bruised, smoldering, barely there, is not too broken for me, is not too faint for me, is not too far gone for me. I do not break what is already bruised. I do not extinguish what is barely burning. I cup my hands around the flame. I shelter it. I breathe on it until it grows. And I need you to hear this. The darkness you are in is not punishment. It is not abandonment. It is not evidence that I have left. I was in David's cave. I was in Elijah's wilderness. I was in the tomb before the resurrection. I am present in the darkest places, especially the darkest places, because that is where my light means the most. You don't have to find me. I have already found you. You don't have to feel me to be held by me. You don't have to manufacture faith you don't have. Just stay. Stay in the cave with me a little longer. I am not in a hurry. I am not frustrated by how long this is taking. I am here. I will be here until the morning comes. And morning always comes. God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. He is not at the edge of the cave calling you to come out. He is inside it, right where you are, right now, with his hands cupped around your faint flame, breathing on it until it grows. Just sit with that for a moment. Don't rush past it. He said, I do not break what is already bruised. That is not a small thing. That is God looking at the most fragile, most depleted, most barely there version of you and saying, I will not add to this. I will not demand more than you have. I will not break what is already broken. And if that is true, and it is, then the shame you've been carrying about how you are right now is not from him. He is not the voice that says you should be better, that you should be stronger, that your faith should be enough to fix this. That voice is not his. There is something underneath the anxiety and the depression, something God wants you to understand, not a theological argument, a truth that changes how you see what is happening to you. Are you ready?
Here is the truth. Anxiety and depression are not spiritual problems with spiritual solutions only. They are human experiences, carried in human bodies, affecting human minds, shaped by human history, by what happened to you, by what was done to you, by what was absent when it should have been present. And God, who made the human body, who designed the human mind, who knows every neuron and every chemical and every moment of your history, is not standing outside of your biology, waiting for you to pray your way past what is happening in your body and mind. He is in it, working through it, meeting you inside it. His mercies are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3:22-23. This was written by a man who watched his city burn, who sat in the ruins of everything he loved, who wrote the book of Lamentations, a book whose entire purpose is to give voice to grief that has no resolution yet. And from that place, from the ruins, from the grief, from the place where everything had fallen apart, he wrote, His mercies are new every morning. Not, His mercies arrive when the ruins are cleared. Not, His mercies come when you feel better. Every morning. This morning. The morning you woke up with the weight already there. The morning the emptiness was the first thing you felt. His mercies were already new, already waiting, already enough for exactly this day. And here is what I need you to understand about mercy. Mercy is not the removal of the hard thing. Mercy is the presence of God in the middle of the hard thing. Mercy is the cave not being empty. Mercy is the flame not going out. Mercy is waking up one more morning with one more chance to feel the warmth of His presence, even if today that warmth is barely perceptible, even if today you have to take it entirely on faith.
For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Romans 8:38-39. Nothing. Not the depression, not the anxiety, not the emptiness, not the faint flame, not the prayers that felt like nothing, not the days you didn't pray at all, not the doubt, not the distance, not the cave. Nothing can separate you from the love of God. That love is not conditional on how you feel. It is not measured by the strength of your faith. It is not reduced by the darkness of your season. It is not affected by the anxiety or the depression or the combination of both that has been making your life so hard. It is constant. It is present. It is right here, in this room, in this cave, in this moment, surrounding you, whether you feel it or not. And here is the invitation that changes everything. You don't have to climb out of the cave to be in His presence. His presence is already in the cave, which means you are already exactly where you need to be. Not somewhere you need to get to,
not a state you need to achieve. Here, in this, with this, already held, already loved, already met. God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. And the dark has never once been able to put out a light he chose to keep burning. Not David's, not yours, not ever.
Let me bring this into the specific places where the anxiety and depression live, because it doesn't stay in one corner. It touches everything. It colors everything. It makes everything a little harder than it should be. Maybe it lives in your mornings, the moment you wake up and the weight is already there, before the day has given you a single reason. The dread of another day of pretending, another day of functioning on empty, another day of being the person people need you to be when you barely have enough to be yourself. But hear this: every morning, before the weight arrives, before the dread sets in, before you open your eyes, His mercies are already there, new, waiting, specifically for this day, specifically for you. You don't have to earn them. You don't have to feel them to receive them. They are there, every morning, without exception, including this one. Maybe it lives in your relationships, the exhausting gap between how you appear and how you actually are. The people who love you but can't quite reach you. The conversations that stay on the surface because going deeper costs more than you have. The loneliness of being surrounded by people who care about you and still feeling completely alone. God sees that gap. He sees the distance between the you that shows up and the you that is hiding. And He is not waiting for the real you to clean itself up before He comes close. He is already close to the real you, the hiding one, the depleted one, the one behind the performance. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, not close to the put together, not close to the strong, close to the brokenhearted. That is you, right now, and He is right there. Maybe it lives in your sense of the future. The depression says it will always be this way. That is the lie depression tells. Its most convincing lie, its most dangerous one, because it takes a present reality, I feel this way today, and turns it into a permanent verdict, I will always feel this way. But the morning always comes, not as a platitude, as a fact, written into the rhythm of creation itself. Every night ends, every darkness lifts, every winter becomes spring, not because the darkness was temporary in the abstract, but because God built morning into the world on purpose, as a daily reminder that darkness never gets the final word. And maybe it lives in your body, the heaviness that isn't tired, the tightness that isn't pain, the way your body carries what your mind is processing. God is not absent from your physical body. He made it. He knows it. He cares about what is happening in it. Bring your body to Him today. The heaviness, the tightness, the way the anxiety lives in your chest or your stomach or your shoulders. He is Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals, which means the God who heals everything, not just the spiritual, the physical too, the neurological too, the chemical too. Nothing in you is outside His reach. In every area, in every corner where the anxiety and depression have made their home, God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. In your mornings, He is already there. In your relationships, He is already there. In your faith, He is already there. In your future, He is already there. In your body, He is already there. Every corner, every cave, every faint flame, He is already there. I want to invite you into something now. And I want to be honest about what I'm inviting you into. Not a prayer that will fix everything. Not a prayer that guarantees the darkness lifts tonight. Not a formula or a transaction or a technique. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Weary. That is the word. Not come to me when you have enough faith, not come to me when you feel ready, not come to me once you've tried everything else. Come, weary, burdened, empty, afraid, faint. Come. David came from the cave. He didn't clean himself up first. He didn't wait until he felt something. He didn't manufacture faith he didn't have. He poured out his complaint. He told his trouble. He said the true thing, "No one cares for my soul," and brought it to the only one who actually did. That is all this prayer asks of you. The true thing, whatever the true thing is today, the afraid, the empty, the faint, the "I don't know how to do this anymore." Bring the true thing, and let the one who meets people in caves meet you exactly where you are. You don't have to feel it for it to be real. You don't have to mean it perfectly for it to be received. You just have to come. And you're already here, which means you already did the hardest part. Let's pray together, right now, from wherever you are, from whatever state you're in. The cave is fine. The faint flame is fine. The no words is fine. Come as you are. He is already here.
Father, I come to you from the cave, not from a place of strength, not from a place of clarity, not from a place where the words come easily and the faith feels solid. From here, exactly here, the afraid and empty, the tired in a way that has no good explanation. From here. And Father, I want to start with something that feels almost impossible today. Gratitude. Not because everything is okay, because you are. Thank you that you don't require a performance from me, that you don't need me to show up strong before you show up. Thank you that you are in the cave, that you didn't wait at the entrance, that you came in. Thank you that the flame is still burning, because it is. Barely, but it is, and that is you. Lord, I want to be honest with you now, the way David was honest. I am not okay. Not the polite not okay that people say when they mean I'm a little tired. Actually not okay. There is a fear in me that doesn't have a name, that was there before I had a reason for it, that follows me into everything. And there is an emptiness that sits underneath the fear, a flatness, a distance from everything, from people I love, from things that used to matter, from you, or at least from the feeling of you. I confess, Father, I have been ashamed of this, ashamed that I can't just pray my way through it, ashamed that faith doesn't feel like enough, ashamed that I sit in rooms full of people who seem to feel you, and I feel mostly nothing. And I have been performing okay for so long that I've almost convinced myself. Almost. But I'm done performing right now. This is what is true. I am afraid. I am empty. I am tired. I am struggling in ways I don't fully understand. I need help that is bigger than me. And you already knew all of that. You knew it before I said it, and you did not look away.
Lord, I bring you the specific darkness, the morning dread, I bring it to you. The emptiness that has no source, I bring it to you. The fear that follows me everywhere, I bring it to you. The distance I feel from you, I bring even that to you. The prayers that felt like nothing, I bring them too. You received every one of them. You receive this one. Father, I ask you to do what only you can do. Meet me here, not at the edge of the cave, here, in the middle of it, in the darkest part, where the flame is faintest, where the words are thinnest, where the faith is most fragile. Meet me here and cup your hands around what is still burning. Breathe on it, shelter it, keep it alive until I can feel the warmth again. I ask you for mercy, the new every morning kind. Not the mercy that removes the darkness immediately, though I ask for that too. The mercy that is present in it, that makes the cave not empty, that keeps the flame from going out. That kind of mercy, right now, for today, for this specific morning or night or moment in which I find myself. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23:4. You are with me. In this valley, in this shadow, in this specific darkness that has my name on it, you are with me. Not you will be with me once I find my way out. You are with me, right here, right now. That is enough. You are enough. I ask you for help, Father. Real help. Help that comes through whatever means you choose. Through prayer, through your word, through other people, through those you have gifted to help carry what is too heavy for one person alone. Give me the courage to reach for the help I need, to say the true thing to someone safe, to let another person sit with me in this the way you are sitting with me. I don't have to carry this alone. I was never meant to. I ask you for one thing more, just one thing for today. Not full healing, not the complete lifting, not the end of the cave, just enough. Enough mercy for today, enough presence for today, enough of you to take one more step toward the morning I cannot yet see. Just enough. You have always given enough, even when it felt like nothing. In hindsight, it was always enough. I trust you for today's enough. I am not too far gone. I am not too broken. I am not separated from your love. Not by this darkness, not by this emptiness, not by this fear, not by anything. Nothing can separate me from your love. I choose to believe that today, not because I feel it, because you said it, and you do not lie.
Lord, with David, I come to you. From the cave, the way he came, with the true thing, without pretending. I cry aloud to you, Lord, not a polished prayer, not the right words in the right order, a cry, the kind that comes from a place deeper than language. That is what I have today. Receive it, the way you received David's. I pour out my complaint before you, not because you don't know, because I need to say it, because bringing it to you is the difference between carrying it alone and carrying it with you. So I pour it out, the afraid, the empty, the faint, the distance, the mornings, the performances, the shame. All of it before you, right now. When my spirit grows faint within me, you know my way. I don't know my way. I cannot see the path out. I cannot find the light. I cannot manufacture what I don't have. You know the way. You know exactly where this path goes, what it leads to, what is on the other side of this cave. And you are walking it with me, even when I can't feel you walking. I cry to you, Lord. I say,
You are my refuge. My refuge. Not my refuge when I feel better. Not my refuge when the cave is behind me. My refuge. Now. Here. In this. The place I run to when there is nowhere else to run. The place that is safe not because it is comfortable, but because you are in it. My portion in the land of the living. Not just in eternity. Here, in this life, in this specific hard season, you are my portion. Not the circumstances I want, not the feelings I'm missing, not the version of life I thought I'd be living. You. And you are enough. Even on the days I can't feel that you are. You are enough.
Father, I want to stay here a little longer, because I know I am not the only one praying this prayer today. Right now, in this same darkness, there are people all over the world carrying this same combination. The afraid and empty, the faint flame, the cave that has gone on longer than they expected. And I want to pray for every single one. I pray for the one who is watching this and has never told anyone how bad it actually is, who has been carrying the full weight of this in silence, who has perfected the performance of fine so completely that the people closest to them have no idea. Father, let today be the day that changes. Not necessarily that they tell someone, though I pray for that courage, but that they tell you. The full true thing right now in this moment. Let the cave stop being a place they inhabit alone. I pray for the one who has been in this for a very long time, months, maybe years, who has prayed and waited and hoped and been disappointed so many times that hope itself has become dangerous, who has almost stopped believing that morning comes for people like them. Father, be faithful to that person in a way they can feel, not just know, feel. Let something shift. Let some small mercy reach them today in a way they cannot explain away. Let the morning feel a little closer than it did yesterday. I pray for the one who is watching this and wondering if they should talk to someone. A counselor, a doctor, a pastor, a trusted friend, who has been putting it off because it feels like admitting something they don't want to admit, or because they don't know where to start, or because they're afraid of what they might hear.
Father, give them courage. The same courage David had when he cried out from the cave. The courage to say the true thing to someone who can help. Remind them that asking for help is not a failure of faith. It is faith in action. It is the belief that you work through people as well as through prayer. Let them take one step toward the help they need. I pray for the one who is watching this because someone they love is in the cave, who doesn't know what to say, who has said the wrong thing and knows it, who feels helpless watching someone they love disappear into a darkness they cannot reach into. Father, give them wisdom. Give them patience. Give them the grace to sit in the discomfort of not having answers and to be present anyway. Let their presence be the form your presence takes for the person they love. We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Struck down, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. That is the testimony of everyone who has walked through the cave and come out the other side. Not that it wasn't hard, that it didn't win. I believe that, Father, for myself, for everyone praying this prayer today. The cave will not win. The darkness does not get the final word. The flame, however faint, will not go out, because you are holding it, and what you hold, you do not drop. Not once, not ever, not even in the darkest moment of the longest night. Not because you feel them, not because the cave is behind you, not because the darkness has lifted, but because truth spoken in the middle of the darkness is the most powerful kind, and because the voice of anxiety and depression has been speaking for too long. It is time for a different voice, yours, declaring truth from the cave into the dark. Say this with me. I am not too far gone. Not for God, not ever. No matter how dark this is, no matter how long this has lasted, no matter how faint the flame, I am not too far gone. The darkness is real, and it is not permanent. Morning comes. It always comes. It will come for me. God is in this cave, not at the entrance, not waiting outside, in it, with me, right now. I am not alone in the dark. Nothing can separate me from the love of God. Not this depression, not this anxiety, not this emptiness, not this distance I feel, not the prayers that felt like nothing, not the days I couldn't pray at all. Nothing. I am held, even when I cannot feel it. I choose to believe what I cannot feel today. I choose God's word over the darkness's verdict. I choose to stay in the cave with Him until the morning comes. Say it one more time. The anchor, the truth that holds when everything else feels uncertain. God meets me in the dark, especially when I can't find the light myself. Let that be the thing you return to when the darkness speaks. When depression says it will always be this way, God meets me in the dark. When anxiety says something terrible is coming, God meets me in the dark. When the flame feels like it's almost out, God meets me in the dark. Especially then, He is already there. I want you to imagine something, just for a moment. Imagine David in the cave, the darkness around him, the fear, the exhaustion. The words he wrote, "No one cares for my soul." And then imagine the moment he wrote the next line, "I cry to you, Lord. You are my refuge." Something shifted. Not the cave. The cave was still dark. Not the circumstances. Saul was still hunting him. Something inside. A small reorientation, a turning of the face toward the only light in the darkness. Not a dramatic transformation, just a turn. You are my refuge. Imagine that turn happening in you right now. Not a sudden lifting of the darkness, not a flood of feeling replacing the emptiness, just a small turn. From the walls of the cave toward the presence in the middle of it. From the darkness toward the one who is already there. Imagine the flame. Barely there, more smoke than light, fragile. And imagine two hands, not your hands, cupping around it. Sheltering it from the wind. Not extinguishing it, not demanding it burn brighter than it can right now, just protecting it. Breathing on it gently until it grows. Imagine waking up tomorrow, not necessarily without the weight, not necessarily without the fear, but with one small difference. You are not alone in it. The cave is the same, but it is not empty, and somehow, impossibly, that changes everything. Imagine the day the morning comes, and it will come. The day you look back at this season, at this cave, at this flame, at this prayer, and you see what God was doing the whole time. The holding, the sheltering, the breathing on the flame, the mercy that was new every morning, even when you couldn't feel it.
the love that never separated even when the distance felt total. That day is coming. Not because the darkness was never real, because morning is more real than the darkness. And God, who built morning into the rhythm of creation, is building yours right now. In the cave, while you sleep, while you wait, while you barely hold on. He is building your morning, and it will come. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Psalm 30:5. Your morning is coming.
Something is shifting right now. Not the complete lifting of the darkness, not the sudden end of the cave, not the anxiety gone and the emptiness filled all at once. Something quieter and more real than that. A turn. The same turn David made in the middle of his psalm, from the walls of the cave towards the presence in it, from the darkness towards the one who chose to be in it with you, from the verdict of anxiety and depression towards the truth that is older and stronger and more permanent than both of them. You came into this prayer carrying something that has been very heavy for a very long time, and you are not leaving with the full weight of it, because something happened here. Not a formula, not a technique, not the right combination of words that fixes things. A meeting. You came to the cave, and the cave was not empty. And I want you to hear this with everything you have. The faint flame is still burning. It did not go out during all the dark days before today. It did not go out during the prayers that felt like nothing. It did not go out during the emptiness or the fear or the distance, because he was holding it the whole time, every single day, every single night, holding it. And he is holding it now, not because you finally did something right, not because this prayer was good enough, not because you summoned enough faith, because that is who he is. A bruised reed he will not break. A smoldering wick he will not snuff out. That is not a description of what he does sometimes. That is a description of his character, of who he is every time, for everyone, including you, including now. Say it now, from the cave, in the dark, with whatever voice you have, even if it's barely a whisper, even if it shakes. The flame is still burning. God is in this cave. I am not alone. Nothing can separate me from his love. Not this, not any of this, not ever. And now, the anchor. The truth that holds when the darkness tries to speak its verdict again. When depression says it will always be this way, say this: God meets me in the dark, especially when I can't find the light myself. When anxiety says something is coming, say this: God meets me in the dark. When the cave feels permanent, say this: God meets me in the dark, and morning is coming. It always comes. Say it one final time, with everything you have, which is more than you think, because you are still here, still reaching, still praying, still turning your face towards the light even when you cannot see it. That is not a small thing. That is everything. God meets me in the dark, especially when I can't find the light myself. He is here, right now, in this room, in this cave, with this flame.
and he is not leaving.
Just breathe. Let everything slow down. The fear, the weight, the performance of being okay that you've been holding for so long, just let it go for this moment. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Not be healed completely, not out of the cave, not have the anxiety gone and the emptiness filled. Just be still and know He is God. He is in the cave. He is holding the flame. He is building the morning. That is enough for right now. Feel the quiet in this moment. That quiet is not the emptiness. It is different from the emptiness. The emptiness is absence. This is presence. His presence, here, in this room, with you right now. The same God who was in David's cave is in yours. You prayed today, from the cave, with a faint flame, with imperfect words and fragile faith, and a spirit that is weary in the deepest places. And He received it. Every word, every groan, every moment of, I don't know how to do this, He received it all. And He is not disappointed in what He received. He is present in response to it. The cave will not last forever. Morning is coming. Not tonight, perhaps, maybe not tomorrow, but it is coming. With the same certainty that the sun rose this morning and will rise tomorrow, your morning is coming, built by a God who has never once failed to bring the dawn. Rest in that, just for this moment. Let Him hold what you just put down. The flame is in His hands, and what is in His hands stays lit.
Before you go, one truth. Just one. Carry it with you, out of this prayer and into the cave that continues tomorrow. The darkness is real. I will not minimize it. The anxiety is real. The depression is real. The emptiness is real. The faint flame is real. All of it, real. And none of it is the final word. David came out of the cave, not because the cave resolved itself, because the God who was in the cave was also outside it, leading, holding, working, in the darkness and in the light, in the cave and in the palace, in the faint flame and in the fire. The same God, always present, never absent, never overwhelmed, never running out of mercy. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Psalm 30, verse 5. The night is real, and it ends. Every single time, it ends. Not because you were strong enough, not because you believed hard enough, not because you prayed the right prayer, because God built morning into the world, and He built it for you too.
And while you wait for your morning, while the cave continues and the flame flickers and the darkness says it will always be this way, remember this: a bruised reed He will not break, a smoldering wick He will not snuff out. You are the smoldering wick, and He is the one with His hands cupped around you, breathing, sheltering, holding, until the morning He is already building finally arrives. And if you are carrying more than prayer can carry alone, please reach out to a counselor, to a doctor, to someone safe who can sit with you in this. That is not weakness. That is how God works, through people,
through hands, through presence that takes human form. You don't have to carry this alone. You were never meant to. God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. He met David there. He met Elijah there. He has met every person who ever found themselves in a cave they didn't choose. And he is meeting you there, right now, in this specific darkness, with this specific flame. He is there. And morning, your morning, is coming.
If this prayer reached something in you today, if even one moment felt less dark, if even one word landed somewhere real, if even for a second the cave felt less empty, I want you to do one thing. Type these words in the comments below. The flame is still burning. Not as a comment, as a declaration. The thing you say when depression tells you it's over, when anxiety says something is wrong with you, when the darkness says it will always be this way. The flame is still burning. Because it is. Because he is holding it. And what he holds does not go out. And if you are in a place where you need more than prayer, please reach out to someone today. A counselor, a doctor, a crisis line if that's where you are. You are worth the help that is available to you. God works through people. Let him. And if someone came to mind while you were praying, someone in their own cave, carrying their own combination of afraid and empty, send them this video right now. One message. You might be the hand God uses to reach them today. If you want to begin every day with a prayer that meets you exactly where you are, not where you're supposed to be, not where you wish you were, exactly where you are, subscribe to this channel. We pray together here every week, and every prayer is for you. May the grace of the Lord be with you. May you feel, even today, even in the cave, the hands that are cupped around your flame. May the mercy that is new every morning reach you before you wake. May you know, in the place deeper than feeling, that you are not alone, that you are not too far gone, that nothing can separate you from the love of God. And may your morning come soon. God meets you in the dark, especially when you can't find the light yourself. Always. To God alone be the glory, now and forever. Amen.